All right, so I want to turn things around a little bit in this video because I'm the loan officer, Darren's the real estate agent, but I wanted to ask Darren, why is it important that a veteran, when they're doing a VA loan, work with a real estate agent that has experience with VA loans?
It's important to them because there are some additional steps that they need to take as they're looking at the home. And that's where the role of an agent that's looked at homes and understands that is very important. The first is understanding what are called the minimum property requirements, or MPRs.
Yeah.
Does the home meet the basic definition of being safe, structurally sound, and sanitary? So when I walk through a home with a veteran buyer, I'm looking at potential concerns that experience has taught me I'm going to be looking for. Overall condition of the property, the condition of the roof, and a home built for 1978 peeling paint. Details like that may not preclude them from buying, but we want to take care of before the appraiser shows up.
Absolutely.
Because if an appraiser walks through and looks at those and marks them on his appraisal report, not only is it going to potentially affect the value of the home, but the appraiser has the authority to require those remediation and repairs to be taken care of before the report's completed. So it's going to put everything on hold, and now you're waiting as a loan officer, waiting for that appraisal, and we're on the other end dealing with things. It's also important to know that some types of properties like condos have some additional requirements. Anytime I've got a buyer that you and I are working with or that are interested in condos, just because somebody put on the MLS it's VA, doesn't mean they always do their homework. And so I always check against the VA loan guarantee website to make sure that it's fits. And I've had many times where somebody's marked that it's a VA approved and it isn't.
Yeah.
And I've had condos that listing agents haven't done the homework and they don't mark VA, and I pull it up and sure enough the buyer could actually buy in that.
Yeah.
So knowing those kinds of details, also knowing about Tidewater, and we mentioned that in another video about
helping out with that.
Knowing what to look for and what types of properties, and also how to describe the property, and going back to working with the listing agent to get as much information as we can to help support our veteran with that. And for me personally, it's also, as a father of two service members, there's also a little bit of a different connection because someone who works with veterans frequently knows what it's like. What to say, well, I'm in a PCS in 3 years, what is that going to do to me? Some of those military, kind of the culture that they need to understand to help that buyer go through the process.
Absolutely, yeah. And from my perspective as a loan officer, I've been in this business for almost 2 decades. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have done well over 1,000 VA loans, and I can tell you that working with someone like Darren, who is experienced working with veterans, understands the VA loan program, has access to the resources, knows where to find the information, is absolutely vital and can potentially make a huge difference in your home buying experience versus someone who doesn't have or very little VA experience when you're looking or shopping for a home.
And I've run up against situations where we're representing buyers where I've said something to the listing agent or provided some information. The listing agent who has little or no experience with VA was wondering, well, why are you sending this to me now? And having to spend extra time educating the other person that we have to do this so that my buyer qualifies.
Yeah. No, and we appreciate what you do for us, so thank you.
Thank you.